environment where everything is going over the internet, you never get a chance to look people face to face like you and I are, or you and I are doing at this moment. And what happens at a trade show is you have three-dimension at a trade show. In a media event where it's over the internet or so on, you have a linear sequential event. Whatever the camera sees is what you see. Yep. Somebody else is controlling your experience. Whereas at a trade show, it's very random. You get a chance to meet somebody in line, you get a chance to talk to somebody in a booth, you happen to drop a casual comment, and all of a sudden it sparks a whole new thing, and you end up creating something far greater than you would have if you sat behind the screen watching it over the internet.
Well, it sounds like there are distinct advantages to being part of an international trade show, because you're certainly expanding your market. What are some of the drawbacks?
Drawbacks are you're not prepared to do business overseas. Drawbacks are you're not culturally aware enough of what's going on in that particular culture. If you do a show in Germany, for example, you have a certain aspect of culture in Central Europe. If you do a show in Italy, it's a different culture. If you do a show in France, different culture. Do a show in Amsterdam.
I've been trying to teach people this for 20-some-odd years, Francis.
We like the food in this country, right? We go to a restaurant, we can get French and we can get German, we can get all of that. But when you're over there,
yes,
and you begin to understand the idiomatic differences, even in regions within countries, just as we have it here in the United States. Go down south, they speak a lot slower. Come to New York, they speak very quickly. We got to think different very quickly. Go out to California, it has a different. Northern California is different than Southern California.
They're two states.
It's the same way wherever you go around the world. Singapore is different than China. Within China, the different cities in China are different.
Yes.
In Europe, the same way. Whether you're in Southern Europe, in Italy or Portugal or Spain, or whether you're in Northern Europe up into Germany and into the Netherlands, it's entirely different.
And you do speak from experience, because how many countries did you tell me at one point you've spoken in?
Let's see, I've been in Finland, I've been in Germany, I've been in Prague and Czechoslovakia, different countries, and each of them are different. The trade show business structurally looks the same. You've got booths and you've got sellers and you've got buyers, but the culture of it is a lot different.
So what does an executive need to know that I haven't asked you yet?
He needs to know that it needs to be prepared, very prepared. It needs to be a very pragmatic program that's laid out in advance. Let's go over and gather information. Let's go and attend the show so we can use it as an opportunity to gather information about what's actually going on. One of the things that fit into international strategies are, will we license our product, or will we manufacture in the U.S. and export by shipping the product physically over there? Are we looking for factories overseas to manufacture product under license from us? So all of those piece parts fit into how we decide to go overseas and how we decide to attend the show or exhibit in the show. What are we looking for specifically? Are there journals and trade associations that can help us get our feet on the ground there? Do we have enough time in our pocket? Are we patient enough? That's the other part of it. You know this very well. Are we patient? Are we willing to spend 2 or 3 years just establishing relationships before we can ever begin to move product from our warehouse there?
You can't go for a 12-hour trip and walk out with the order.
No, it's not going to happen. People think we're used to doing that in the United States based on product integrity and so on. But elsewhere, whether it's Singapore or China or Europe or South America, relationships. My first trip to Germany, I went over to do business, and we spent 3 days talking and having meals. And I realized that it was basically they were checking me out to see whether I was okay. It wasn't until the third trip that we actually got down to talking about business.
That's what happens in so many places, and that's one of the major lessons I think Americans have to learn about doing business abroad. That it does take that kind of time. It does take that kind of time to build the relationships. You've given us some great information. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me to speak with you today.
My pleasure. I hope you're going to come back.
I will. If you'll invite me, thank you.
You know I will. Francis, as always, it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you for watching. This is part of the Global Coaching and Consulting Group's continuing educational programming that we're going to be presenting for you. We invite you to come back and watch several more of the programs that we'll be putting on for you, and we invite you to call our company at 212-628-7209 to talk to us about any information you would like, or also visit our website at www.globalcoachingandconsulting.com. Thank you.